How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Carson here with another episode of Invincible, with episode number 2 of season 3. Excited to get into this. It was a really nice starting point for season 3 with the last episode, which of course had that ending of clash between Cecil and Mark, given the fact that Cecil sent in the Reanimen and Darkwing to assist all of the heroes that were captured by Dr. Seismic. So, yeah, and it was just really great to see Mark getting prepared, him asking Eve out, although it backfired, because apparently he just decided to ignore William's advice, as well as Rick's. So yeah, but it was really great stuff, and I'm looking forward to getting into this episode. So with that said, let's get into episode number 2 of season 3 of Invincible. Let's go. Nature! It sucks!
Hey!
Is that Cecil? Uh-oh. Maybe it wasn't a bust after all.
Shit.
And there we go, she's a problem. Oh god. Well, that's not very peaceful.
World, and learn that life is a gift, not to be wasted.
And yet you're wasting millions of innocent lives.
Casting off the shackles of industrial society.
Oh boy.
We shall return.
The minute I walked in, Tip was a bust my ass. It was code.
Ah!
Stop these nut jobs.
Touché! Well played.
Life.
Yo, that's fucked! That is fucked! Shit, Cecil! Oh my god!
They missed a spot.
It was all that was left of my real skin.
Shit,
They wanted to replace it,
we
but
got
I wouldn't
it.
let them.
Oh my god.
Why not?
It's a reminder that I messed up.
It's okay. They work for us now.
They're insane.
They were. But
We
they're
formed.
also too good to waste. So I fixed them.
Yo! So that explains the Reanimen and Darkwing.
Then let me express my gratitude.
Holy shit!
I don't work with criminals. Not even if they're...
You think I wasn't watching? I told you before. I don't waste
Again!
time, I fix it.
Explains
This place
some of
was your
Cecil's
rehabilitation.
motivations.
It was supposed to be my punishment.
It was both. Here's what you still don't understand. You can be the good guy. Or the guy who saves the world. You can't be both.
Shit. Holy shit.
You see things one way and you won't make room for any other viewpoint. You threaten people who disagree with you.
I don't threaten.
No? Because you're scaring the shit out of me right now.
I'm not even doing anything.
Yo! Uh-oh.
You think people here don't know what we do? Just stand down and we can talk this over.
I love how he's trying to be calm as well, whilst Mark is ripping the shit out of these Reanimen.
Is that all you got?
Why did you have to ask that, kid?
Yeah, you never say this shit. Oh! They just keep
happy?
coming.
I'm not the one who's gonna get hurt.
You said you don't do threats.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Today's an exception.
Well,
Exception.
people change.
Hospital. The one too deep to reach.
Unless you want to perform surgery on yourself.
So be reasonable, Mark.
Shit!
Go home.
We are so far past reasonable.
Oh no.
I don't understand.
Everyone step back. This has nothing to do with you.
Oh, this is
He's trying to kill
crazy.
What?
For fuck's sake, I'm not trying to kill the kid. But he needs to come with me.
They're in a conflict here.
I'm not going.
Oh my
I wasn't
god!
asking.
Yeah, they're gonna see this shit and it's not gonna... Yeah, this is not gonna fly!
I feel very uncomfortable.
All of you sit the fuck down.
I think the term
Now.
shit has hit the fan.
Grab him.
It has never been more apt than it is right now, because holy shit. God. Oh, nice Ray. You know, it's so funny, I say Ray. They kind of sound like Metal Gear Ray, the reanimate.
Frequency blocked.
They're still coming!
Goddamn mess. Everywhere you go, destruction follows. Because of your ego. You're a hypocrite, waltzing off to help your mass-murdering dad.
Oh,
But God
fuck!
forbid anyone else screws up, and then tries to make good. Don't you ever threaten me again.
Oh, fucking
As for the rest of you,
Oh my god! What the fuck is this
I
episode?
will never work for you again. We're done. And if you ever come near my family again, I will kill you.
Oh my god!
Dad, you kill Cecil if
I had to
he...
make sure he took me seriously. That's all.
We don't kill people.
No.
Not in this family, never.
Okay.
It's kind of concerning.
You need help now, right?
It. I know you. You don't hurt people if you can help it. I mean, Rex has been asking for it for years and you still haven't thrown him into space.
He's changed.
Mr. Self-Control.
But...
That's the problem. I need to think about this. We both do. I'll always have your back, Mark. And maybe that has to be enough for now.
You gotta respect that.
People made him do it when he broke into the Pentagon and started tearing shit up. The kid needs to learn what happens when you don't think things through.
Oh,
What exactly was he
shit.
supposed to think it
Whoa,
through?
we've got the
When Cecil
Guardians
was
divided
crying his brain
here.
out when the Frankenbots were killing him.
Mark faced consequences for once. Good.
Necessary to put a bomb in Mark's head?
He just proved it was. Now get back to work. That's an order.
Oh my
No!
god.
This
Oh!
is bullshit, and we don't have to put up with it anymore. Cecil doesn't own us. We can just leave.
What happened to the constructive
go?
criticism? No, but
What was wrong
he's
with
sticking
TNT?
up for
Everything.
Mark.
I'd rather quit than work one more day with a sanctimonious, bootlicking, hypocritical prick like you.
He just called him a bootlicker! What the
The door
fuck?
is over there.
Damn!
I'm sorry, Immortal.
Holy shit.
Shapesmith? Samson?
Come on, Sonic.
Cecil let me live after what I did on Mars, and my bet is a race car.
Oh my
So
god.
I could have stopped him forever.
Killed him, you
Mark.
mean?
He killed a dozen people, hurt way more, you two included. He would have deserved it.
I've known you since we were 5 years old,
Oh! This
it's
is a
just not
strong
who you are.
debate.
You couldn't have known what would happen.
I should have.
If you killed him, you'd be just like him.
Fucking hell, this episode.
The world does.
It just made logical sense, given the reality of the situation.
Just tell the girl you're leaving for her.
Good advice.
Oh man, that hurts. That cuts deep. At least he's respecting the choices here. He was trying to play things amicably.
Often than not.
Oh, no, it's not like that. He and all of
Jesus
kids,
Christ.
They just have their challenges.
Are they special needs?
Oh, I knew. Why did I know? Knew he was going to say that.
It will be good to have Darkwing on the Guardians again.
Was that he's from a different Earth? I wonder if there could be other former Guardians from this Earth on another Earth that could control them.
Bad guys reform, good guys forget what they're fighting for. It's just how it works.
Right? And he's been there before.
Mortal first, ask questions later.
We don't know his intentions yet, Donald. And the immortal tends to communicate with his fists.
And sir, what if he's hostile?
And Christmas comes early, and you all get that new director you wanted.
Yeah. But it feels sad because it feels like it's a nothing to lose scenario for Cecil in this situation.
As long as he saves lives, I don't give a damn about his motivations. But track his movements, sort of file,
get prepared,
and get the eggheads working on countermeasures.
Yeah. Ooh.
We'll figure out why he's really here.
Ooh, interesting.
Right away, sir.
We can be the good guys, or we can be the guys that save the world. We can't be both.
Yep.
When I was lying on the ground with that sound drilling into my head, the only thing I could think about was you.
There we go. Bleed his heart out.
About how if I died, I'd never get to see you again. That's how I know, Eve, that what I feel for you isn't some stupid crush.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Mark can feel good about something in this episode. Go on. Give Mark something good to feel about for this episode, right? Because this episode has just been one slobber knocker after another for him. Boy, that I don't know how to feel about that episode because I feel like it's definitely one of the best episodes of Invincible. Maybe the best. I don't know because that was just great. I mean, the beginning part was just insane. And, you know, even certain discussions that were made, like even that discussion about what should have happened to Sinclair on that day, where he's contemplating, I maybe should have killed him, put a permanent end to him, right? And then, of course, there's the argument against it, because that isn't who Mark is, and that would veer him towards the direction of where his, you know, dad, well, it would veer him towards the direction that his dad took, so, yeah. But even seeing Cecil's motivations, and you know, him becoming the very thing he didn't want to become as well, and all of that. It's just very fascinating. Oh, it was so good to digest. Absolutely marvelous. Again, that is probably one of the best episodes of Invincible. It was just terrifying. Like, there are parallels, of course, to the fight that took place in front of the Guardians to, you know, the ending of the pilot. I just couldn't get those flashbacks out of my head, especially seeing the guts and all of that across the floor. But even seeing the motivations flesh out for Cecil to who he is today, and why, of course, he would, you know, have people like Darkwing and have the Reanimen be brought in. It was just really, really great. Yeah, I mean, it was just really incredible. And I do love how it even impacted not just the Guardians, this whole situation, but even Donald expressed his concerns about Darkwing. So I really, really love how this whole scenario has really branched out to all corners, really, because there was the discussion with Debbie, and even Oliver chiming in. Nice little reminder that it's really, really concerning to have, like, this, to even entertain the idea of this kid potentially, adapting into his powers and all of that, because he was like, you should just kill him. So, yeah. But, I mean, it was a very, because that's it. I feel like with this episode, both characters can go in a wrong way. Both Cecil and Mark can go in a really wrong way about things. But there is a degree of understandability on why they do the things they do. And I think the saying of you can be the good guy or you could try to save the world. You can't be both. I think that really, really paints a really interesting picture in terms of this whole feud really that we've got going on at the minute. So yeah. And you can see how he does fear Mark as well at the end of the day. It's such a complicated, because I mean, he was friends with Nolan for a long time, I guess. I mean, we did see in that little flashback that he met Nolan for the first time, but was very skeptical about him. Every right to be, of course, as we know, about who Nolan would become. But I mean, you think back to season 1, and how he did try to confront Nolan and try to talk things out. I think there is a right to be concerned, but there is a right to show that he wants to be a supportive friend. And it's the same with, like, with Mark, there is that fear, especially if he is Omni-Man's kid. And Mark is showcasing these very, very concerning behaviors. But again, with Mark, you can't really blame him for what is going through his mind with Cecil's latest efforts. Because, I mean, what Sinclair did to not just Rick, but also to many people, is fucked up. And even Donald's voiced his concerns about Darkwing, and how far is it going to go in terms of the prisoners that you're going to rehabilitate. So, because those two siblings at the very beginning, I mean, they are beyond fucked up. I mean, we saw what the gas did, and that's one of the most gnarliest things you've seen on Invincible, I would say, just with the flesh peeling off the bones of people, and it's like, ugh. But where's the line? Mark would also be thinking in terms of, people that you feel like can be very useful if they and you rehabilitate people. Where is the line that you're going to draw in terms of, because it's just insane. And the fact that, of course, he got bugged as well, which, I felt like was a given when they were assessing the sound waves, of course, because they were like assessing weaknesses for Viltrumites, knowing that a storm was coming. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was just mental. These, like, I think you got to like the half an hour mark, and I think it was like, holy shit, this is probably one of the best episodes of Invincible. Just seeing how Cecil is trying to justify things. Like, even when Mark came to the Guardians, Cecil's trying to kill me, and then Cecil's like, for fuck's sake, I'm not trying to kill the kid. And then, you have things being explained, and you could see the conflict on the Guardians. It was absolutely insane. So, yeah. Just having all of the other characters be in the middle of this Cecil Mark conflict was just really, really great. Like, even if it was after the storm, where Debbie is weighing in her options. I mean, of course she's going to be anti-Cecil. She has been for a long, long, long time. But this is really taking it to new heights. But you even have people like Eve who trusted Cecil, and she's appalled by what's gone down. And it's like, ugh. But yeah, I mean, it was really, really great for an episode to focus on Cecil's character, to kind of paint a picture on his motivations and how his job has really transformed him as well. I mean, you even have at the very beginning of the episode where he just shoots those two twins because he was once like Mark, where he didn't agree with he didn't really agree with what Radcliffe did in terms of we've rehabilitated them. So and of course there's going to be a bit of trauma there as well for Cecil, because his skin got and we got to see what the scar he has, and the fact that what he is completely artificial. So yeah, in terms of his body, but yeah, just seeing how Cecil over time became someone, became the person he it was just really, really great. So, but man, it was, like I said, I think there are some wrong ways to go about it, I'd say, for both characters in a sense, but both characters have their reasonings for why they are reacting to like why they are reacting to, the way they are, and it's just really great. So yeah, because you even have the Guardians argue about the pros and I guess the pros and cons of what went down. So and they are debating, what if this is done to us. So, is this really for the greater good? Is this really something agreeable? And you even throw Mark's temperament into the mix and what he could become. And yeah, I mean, the way that Cecil said that he feared Mark spoke volumes, because that's it. I mean, he's seen this shit before with Omni-Man, and of course he was still cautious at the time, but he's seen this shit before, and he is just worried that this could, yeah. But again, in my mind, he's also got to prepare for what is to come, even if it means that he doesn't become the good person. He is the person who's trying to save the world through any means necessary, and that means being someone who can break a few ethical eggs at times. So yeah, it was just really insane now. And I even loved the discussion about Mark and where William I really, really loved that discussion where Mark did contemplate what should have been done to Sinclair, because that is also a very, very interesting debate when it comes to the ethics of some excuse me, the ethics of someone. I mean, granted, what Sinclair did is fucked up. But yeah, I felt like it was very, very important for there to be that little bit of a reminder in regards to, this isn't, you, basically. This is not, you could be veering towards becoming like your father if you killed Sinclair. But it also brings up a very, very interesting, hypothetical as well. And, because he could have the power to kill Sinclair. But it, like I said, it brings up a very interesting hypothetical. Like, what would you do to people like pedophiles, for example, rapists, all of those. And you say, "Oh, I should have killed them," because there are people who will argue that they should get the death penalty and all of that, and it does bring that into a very, very like if you placed Mark in that scenario. That's all I could be thinking. All I could think, because of the fact that Sinclair is a monster and what he has done is not going to be traumatizing for people like Rick, but also it's going to be completely fucked up. But you've got Rick and William saying that, like, even though, well, you've got them in a bit of an agreement. I mean, of course, Rick's going to be traumatized, but you've got Mark saying that I should have done more, and then there's the counterpoint of, like, the guy he is a piece of shit and he should burn in hell. But going like this is not who you are deep down. So it is very interesting to delve into the ethical dilemmas in terms of, like, should I kill certain people and all of that? And that's where, like I said, couldn't help but think of, or for me, I couldn't help but think of the heinous people out there, like pedophiles, like rapists and all of that. So because they are people that that will burn in hell. They are people that are completely scum and are cancers of the world. And it's the same with how Sinclair has, like I said, not just traumatized people like Rick, but is completely messed up. So it's just very interesting to see how certain discussions were had. It's not just the fact of, is Mark a little bit hot-headed? Was Cecil in the right? Or is he completely messed up? And we can see, Mark's perspective. But, yeah, it's other discussions outside of that main fight. So, yeah. But it's just interesting, though, because they are seeing stuff like Mark getting tortured, and Cecil trying to explain his piece. But yeah, I also got to say, though, I am 90% positive that Robot has kind of picked up the frequency on Mark just in case, because I mean, Samson decided to stay put, and yet there was a very amicable conversation between him and Rudy, who decided to leave with those who didn't agree with what Cecil did. So, but I feel like with Rudy, it's a situation where he's taking everything as it's kind of like, and I don't want to say it, but it is kind of like Cecil in terms of how Cecil was aware of the possibility that Omni-Man is someone to be very cautious about. But he did call it, like, he was wanting to talk to Nolan like the friends they were way back in season 1. So, yeah. And I feel like there is going to be that kind of, especially with Mark and how he's so adamant that he is not like his father. But you have people like Cecil very, very concerned that he is slowly shifting there. So, and again, there is that kind of parallel to the fight that went down, I guess, between Mark versus Cecil and the and the Reanimen. There is that parallel to that and the ending of the first episode. So, yeah, but it was absolutely incredible. There was that moment as well with the Reanimen. They didn't listen to Cecil. That's concerning. I'm sure it has something to do with that mole that we saw in early in episode 1. So, before Mark and Rex decided to take on those, I think they were twins, in regards to the Declaration of Independence. But yeah, That's something to also be concerned about. But it was fantastic. I just loved this episode so much. Yeah. So yeah, it was just really, really fantastic. Yeah, no words, just a masterpiece. I say no words, I've been on like a 15-20 minute discussion about this episode, but of course that's part of the course. But it was just really, really great to talk about, Cecil's viewpoints. So it's not like it's a clear idea of it's not like it's a clear depiction on who's right or who's wrong. So yeah, so it is just really, really great stuff. And how, those it's the fact that no one is clearly right or wrong that has a really, really great impact in terms of resonating to the other characters, and thus forming this Guardian split, because they are assessing both options, both sides, and there's going to be a split there. So yeah. But man, it's just great. It was just great, and I just really loved this episode. So awesome stuff. So I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles!